Take a look at this La Colombe vanilla latte. So we got some coffee here. It says espresso roast with whole milk, frothy, creamy, lactose-free, 11 fluid ounce, 325 milliliters. So for the nutrition facts, it's 190 milligrams of caffeine. That's quite a bit. Very dense. 160 calories, 8 grams total fat, 3.5 grams saturated fat, and then 25 milligrams of cholesterol, 200 milligrams of sodium, 9% of your daily value in sodium. That's more than a bag of chips. And then we've got 18 grams total carbohydrates. Of that, there's 2 grams of dietary fiber, 15 grams of total sugars, and then 7 grams of protein. It's a good amount of protein for a drink. And there's a little bit of calcium, 260 milligrams, 20% of your daily value, and then potassium, 470 milligrams, 10% of your daily value. Whole milk, coffee, water coffee, cane sugar, then less than 1% of the following: vanilla extract, acacia gum, gelatin gum, lactate, lactase, lactase, natural flavors, nitrous oxide, trisodium phosphate, disodium phosphate. And we got a little bit of marketing info. Real good coffee. So it specifically said do not shake. I can smell it. Nice coffee smell. I'm not going to pour it all in here. Or maybe I should. That's what it looks like. Definitely some foaming going on. Yeah. Do a zoom in. Sorry, this cup is not the best for zoom ins because it's curved. But yeah, you can see good amount of foam. Looks nice. See what it smells like. Definitely a rich coffee smell. Smells really nice. Again, this is the La Colombe vanilla latte. Try it out. Yeah, that nitro infusion is really nice. I got a lot of foam though. When I first drank it, it was a lot of foam. It's smooth. There is a slight bitterness. Good amount of sweetness. When I drink it, it kind of expands a little bit in my mouth somehow. So on the top of my mouth, I get that foam as it's going in there. Interesting. It's very easy to drink. I'm not a coffee connoisseur, so I can't really describe if it's good or not, based on the standard consideration of coffee. To me, there's a fair amount of bitterness. The sweetness is relatively minimal, but it's there to like cut some of that bitterness. Yeah, I guess there is some sort of vanilla flavor, but it's not super noticeable. It's not like a really prominent taste. Very nice. Gonna drink it from the can here. Yeah, I don't think it would matter if you drink it from a glass or a can. It pretty much tastes the same. Although I'd say it's much faster and easier to drink it from a glass. You don't get quite, you might get a little bit of like metallic taste from the can. Yeah. It's pretty nice. I like it. There's a lot of stuff going on here with the ingredients. It has 200 milligrams of sodium. I do think it is a little, it has that bitterness to it, but it's probably a mix of the sodium as well, the saltiness. Uh, it uses whole milk, so there is a good amount of fat in here. This is not a low calorie drink. 160 calories for the can. Does have 2 grams of dietary fiber, and the nice thing, it has 7 grams of protein in here. So you're getting a good mix of stuff. Does say 25 milligrams of cholesterol. I don't know if that's good or bad or what. 3.5 grams of saturated fat, 6 grams of total fat. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good mix. It's not a thing I would drink like constantly, considering the calorie count and all that. But I think as a occasional thing would be pretty nice. Overall, the flavor to me seems fine. I'm not a big connoisseur of coffee, so I can't really say if it's good or not based on what most people think that are into coffee. I think it's pleasant. It's nice. It smells really good. The flavor is, to me, a little bit on the bitter side. And then you've got the mix of some fairly minimal sweetness, which I'm fine with that. I don't want it to be super sweet. I want to taste the coffee. Uh, and then the vanilla flavor is there, but I just don't like specifically notice it as like the main component of the drink, but it's in there. So, anyways, that was the La Colombe vanilla latte. Pretty nice.